The information provided in this episode is provided for general informational purposes only and may not reflect the current law in your state or country. By watching and listening to our episode, you understand that no information contained in this episode should be construed as legal advice and no attorney-client relationship between you, the host, or guest. You are advised to seek legal counsel concerning your legal question or concern from a lawyer licensed in your state, country, or appropriate licensing jurisdiction.
Hello, Texas! Good morning, Philippines! Good good morning good afternoon sa Australia and good evening rin sa Canada at saan man kayo naroon ay isang magandang araw o gabi man sa inyo dyan. Hello, nandito tayo sa Usapang Off the Record. I am Aileen, your host. I'm an attorney licensed in the state of Texas and in the Philippines, and I'm the managing partner of 𝘞𝘩𝘦𝘦𝘥𝘦𝘦 law firm based here in Houston, Texas. At welcome sa Usapang Off the Record kung saan pag-uusapan natin ng mga legal issues that could probably change your life. And of course, we are live via the Facebook page and YouTube channel of Radyo Pinoy. And of course, ng 𝘞𝘩𝘦𝘦𝘥𝘦𝘦𝘦 law firm din. Meron tayong live din sa YouTube. Yan. And of course, kung hindi man natin kayo makasama dito sa live show, you can always watch the recorded episodes dun nga sa Facebook page and YouTube channel ng Radyo Pinoy. And kami rin ay mapapakinggan via Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Pocket Cast, Overcast, and Listen Notes. Yan. Kaya if ever you are busy, or you're doing something else, you are multitasking, you can still do what you need to do and at the same time listen to our podcast. Kaya we made sure that it's available for you live and recorded and even audio sa podcast na. Okay? So if you are joining us on the live show, you may post your shout outs, your greetings, ating babasahin yan throughout the show. And of course, if you have any questions regarding the legal matter or legal topic natin ngayon, just post the questions and I'll try my best to answer them all during the show. Okay? And of course, syempre pa, mas maganda rin yung meron tayong interaction para kung sakali mang meron kayong gustong linawin sa ating pinag-usapan, you can always ask that during the live show. And if you're not available, it's okay. Hopefully, na ma-answer na we can answer. I can answer the questions that you might have. That you might have something there in the back of your mind. So, yeah. Well, our topic for today is, of course, a continuation of what I've been talking about. Well, not really continuation, but it's related to estate planning, probate, and here in the state of Texas. In the past, we've been talking about probate of the estate of a person who passed away without a will and probate of a person who passed away with a will. Then we talk about wills, and of course, that's part of estate planning. And also in the previous episodes, earlier episodes, if you watch the previous episodes, we already kind of discussed a little bit about it. But today, I'd like to focus more on that because I believe it's important. And the topic for today, ang pag-uusapan natin ay guardianship. Now, when I say guardianship, I mean guardianship ng either ng minor or ng incapacitated adult. Yan. So, but before I, start the discussion, gusto kong batiin yung mga nandito syempre sa Texas. Guardianship is a state law. So what I will be discussing today, of course, is under the Texas law. Okay, now if you are in a different jurisdiction, you are in a different states or let's say country, then it would be best for you to consult with an attorney, a license to practice law in your jurisdiction, and of course, one who practices this kind of of law, which is guardianship. That's what I'm talking about. Guardianship and maybe probate. Yeah. So, when you start the process of guardianship, isip mo yan, yung dito kasi sa Texas, you file where yung county mo, doon ka magfa-file. Usually dito, you file the application for guardianship uh, sa probate court. They do that. Kaya nga, guardianship and probate, yun isa lang yung ano diyan, uh, courts. Hindi naman isang court, but the court that is handling probate is also handling guardianship. That's what I meant to say. Ayan. So, by the way, this week pala is a short week, no? Because we had a long weekend last nung Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, because it was our Labor Day weekend here dito sa US. And so usually families, we go out, and I mean we go visit relatives, friends, or places. We go out of our state or city, and we spend time with our family, because that's the time you're supposed to be enjoying your holidays. It's a Labor Day holiday, which is a legal holiday here in the U.S. So no work, yeah, and we show appreciation of our workforce, yeah, and but of course, nung last yung weekend na yon, it was a very busy weekend for me, because we just had our very big Fiesta Costa Texas 2022 event dito sa Bio City Event Center. I'll share some pictures later if we have time. It was not an easy. It was not easy to to put up one big event where you have about you know 50 vendors. You'll have to find them, you have to invite them, and there's so many things going on in terms of planning. And so I'm just proud to say that we're able to do that. The chamber, the Philippine American Chamber of Commerce, Greater Houston Region, which I am the region chair, yun ang aming big project. And so, if kung may mga nanonood man dyan na mga vendors namin or participants during that event, mga sponsors, maraming maraming salamat. I'm looking forward for to the next Fiesta Costa Texas 2023 naman. Okay, but yeah, so let's go to our topic now. By the way, related na naman yung guardianship. If you are traveling and something happened to you, and somebody needs to make a decision for you as an adult, it's not easy to for somebody else to just make a decision for you. Let's say, for example, you were traveling and you met an accident and you're unconscious, and you can't make decision for yourself, so you can be declared as incapacitated. Then somebody has to make a decision for you, because you can no longer do it. And so, even if your parent is still alive, or your brother, your sister, hindi sila basta-basta na makakapag-decide for you, because you're already of legal age or an adult. Only that you are incapacitated. So there's a process, however, where they can get that authority, and that is through guardianship. Now, we discussed in the past how we can avoid the process of applying for guardianship, um, attending for the hearing and all that. There are alternatives, and we mentioned some of them in the past. We will try to mention them again later, but let's focus on the guardianship. When you need to file a guardianship, what do you need to do, and what kind of guardianship? Um, what are the things that you have to do when you are appointed by the court? When can you terminate it? Those are the questions that may be related to guardianship, the issue of guardianship. So, in order for us to understand this better, and to also to guide us as we discuss the topic of guardianship, I prepared here some slides. And the first slide I'm going to show you is just a situation. Of course, it's not real. It's a hypothetical circumstance, or a situation, if you may call it. And we'll try to use the facts as we discuss our guardianship topic for today. Okay, so let me pull it up and put it on the screen. There. Okay. All right. So let me. This is just very short. Definitely, this is not this not the facts Here, of course, this one is there's a lot more to it. That's what I'm saying. This is just probably the basic facts of the case, and so and then we can explore more later. All right. So here in this situation, Annie Annie and John are husband and wife. So maybe that has to be mentioned there. Annie will turn 76 on her next birthday, and John, her husband, Annie's husband, will soon be 84. So mas matanda si husband kaysa kay wife. John is sick and can no longer take care of their business affair. Well, it didn't say that he can no longer take care of himself, but what is mentioned here only is that he can no longer take care of business affairs. So maybe they have a business, okay, which was not mentioned. Now, Annie, on the other hand, has never worked or handled any of their money. So typical yung housemaker lang talaga. So wala siyang ginawa kundi asikasuhin lang ang family. Uh, o kung mayroon silang mga anak, although it wasn't mentioned here kung meron, asikasuhin yung kanyang husband. So yun ang ginawa ni Annie. She's a very dedicated wife, and she really probably really focus on house chores, housework. Kasi hindi rin naman madali na mag-maintain ng bahay. Sa totoo lang, it's a full-time job kung tutuusin. Kaya nga yung iba, pag sinasabi nila na, oh, hindi naman siya nagtrabaho, ako lahat. Don't think it that way, because you will not be able to give your 100% self or effort or time for your work kung hindi rin dahil doon sa kasama sa spouse mo na siya naman ang nag-aalaga sa sa bahay, 'di ba, or sa family. Okay, so continuing this fact, so Annie um she is distressed and overwhelmed siguro for what's going on, because si John is turning 84 and John is sick and can no longer take care of the business, eh walang alam si Annie. So it's just it's not a surprise or shocking, reaction or result or consequence on the part of Annie na ma-stress siya tsaka ma-overwhelm siya. Pero sinasabi rin dito that Mario, ang kayang best friend ni John, nag-offer naman siya to help them out. Okay? So si Mario, kaya lang si Mario ay maraming mga utang at debts and loans, marami siya. So I don't know kung bakit marami din say. Obviously, masasabi natin na he may not be a good man, he may not be able to manage the business properly, because kung siya nga, he's not able to manage his own financial affair, di ba? Eh, marami siyang utang. Kaya lang, pinagkakatiwalaan naman siya ni John because they're best friend. At sinasabi nga ni John na kung meron man siyang pagtitiwalaan ng kanyang life, ay yun ay si Mario. So this is what we have in mind right now, picture. This is our situation. Of course, anong issue natin dito, 'di ba? What if sa susunod na birthday ni John hindi na siya um lumala yung sakit niya and he's declared incapacitated. Okay, so totally na. Hindi na siya makapag-handle ng business. He may not even be able to take care of himself. Pero si Annie, okay pa naman siya. She's gonna be turning 77. So, lakas-lakas pa si Annie. So, ngayon, si John, he can no longer make a decision. Ngayon, kung wala siyang proper essay planning documents that, will take care of him in this kind of situation, kung wala yon, then kakailanganin niya siyempre ng tulong. Okay? Kakailanganin niya ng may mag-guide sa kanya, may mag-aalaga sa kanya, may magdedesisyon para sa kanya. At sino yon? Sasabihin natin, oh, si Annie kasi siya yung wife. Hindi naman automatic yon, okay? Hindi kaagad-agad na, oh, si Annie makakapag-decide. Now, it depends. Let's say, for example, kung kailangan ni Annie mag-withdraw ng pera sa bank at yung account naman nila sa bank ay nakapangalan jointly sa kanya at kay John, then Annie may be able to withdraw. But for some accounts na nakapangalan lang kay Jan o hindi sa joint account, hindi basta-basta yung mawi-withdraw ni Annie, although pwede niyang sabihin, oh, that is a community property. Hindi. Because wala siyang authority. And the bank will always ask for documentation, court documents, like yung authorization mo to make decision for John. And of course, kung kailangan din ng medical decisions na gawin, hindi rin basta-basta 'yon puwedeng ibigay ni Annie unless meron siyang authority. Ang authority na 'yon ay manggagaling sa court. And paano niya makukuha 'yon? Through guardianship. Now, paano man papasok dito si Mario? Now, Mario could be a guardian as well. It depends on yung kanyang capacity or ability to be a guardian. At titignan natin maya-maya if Mario can be a guardian of John pag ayaw ni Annie. Kung gusto din naman ni Annie, gusto ni John, meron bang mas papaboran ng ang batas? So, yun ang mga tanong dito. Paano kung may iba pang gusto mag-apply na guardian ni John? Pwede ba yon? Pwede bang kahit sino lang mag-apply? So, yung mga questions na madalas din nating na-encounter if there is uh, an issue about guardianship. Yung mga nagko-consult about whether they need a guardianship or they need to go through guardianship or not. All right. So, very interesting na ano yun, na situation, ano, nangyayari ba yun sa totoong buhay? Of course, siyempre, dagdag bawas ka na lang ng mga facts doon, di ba? But in reality, of course, we are not invincible. You know, we may be strong right now. You may be strong right now. You may be an athlete, physically fit, pero you're driving on the road. Accident could happen anytime. And what if that accident is, it's a bad accident that rendered you incapacitated, yeah, disabled physically, incapacitated mentally, or you're in a coma. Who's going to make decisions for you? What if you have a business? Who's going to run your business? Can anybody just run your business? And when you're running business, it includes also decision making, diba? Of course, it includes decision making talaga. And also, financial matters. At hindi yun basta-basta lang pwedeng akuin o ng ibang tao. Ang ano dyan is kailangan ng authority. Now, also din sa medical decision na gagawin sa'yo because na-disgrasya ka nga. So, sino ang i-consult nila? Sino ang magbibigay ng consent or gagawa ng decision whether kailangan mong mag-undergo ng certain treatment or procedure. Yan. So, kung wala kang proper estate planning document, katulad ng powers of attorney, medical and durable powers of attorney, then you'll have to go through whoever it is na gustong magdesisyon para sa'yo, will have to go through guardianship proceeding. Yan ang ano ng guardianship. Okay? All right. So, tingnan natin yung susunod nating slide. Okay? We have here. All right, here we go. Syempre, ang una niyong tanong dyan is, ano nga ba yung guardianship? Actually, we've been defining guardianship already based on what we have, what I have already discussed earlier. We already have defined it. So guardianship actually is just a legal arrangement yan, between, of course, the person who needed help or who is incapacitated and the person who wanted to take care or make decisions for that person who cannot make decisions for him or herself. Okay? So ang tawag doon sa kanilang dalawa ay guardian at saka ward. So yung guardian, yun yung taong it's only a legal term used to indicate the relationship, of course, between someone who manages and protects the person who is incapacitated and the person who is being protected or taken care of, or the person who is incapacitated is called the ward. Okay, so the ward may either be a minor or an incapacitated adult. Pag ganun, ano naman, if you're adult and you are you're very much capacitated to make decisions for yourself, you will not need guardian. Okay? Only those who are adults na sila, pero they cannot make decisions for themselves, either because of their disability, mental sickness or disease, or physical or health issues, like you are unconscious, you're in a coma, ganyan. Yung mga minor, of course, definitely kailangan nila ng guardians kasi hindi naman sila makakapag-decide for themselves. But at this point in time, I just want to focus more on the guardianship for incapacitated adults. Yeah. So, dalawang klase ang guardianship dito sa Texas. May tinatawag tayong guardian of the person and guardian of the estate. Ngayon, balikan natin yung scenario natin kanina. Si Annie at saka si John. Si John yung may sakit, si John yung mag-84 na ba siya sa kanyang birthday, and siya yung he can no longer take care of his business. So, kung sakasakali man, puwedeng kailangan niya 'tong dalawa or isa lang. Puwedeng kailangan lang niya i-guardian of the person o kailangan lang niya i-guardian of the estate or both. Now, kakailanganin niya ng guardian of the person if, he can no longer, do the basic, he cannot provide for himself the basic, his basic needs. Like he cannot take care of himself, cannot make food for himself, yung daily, living daily living activities niya hindi niya na magawa, then he may need guardian of the person. Now, will he need a guardian of the estate as well? Well, it depends if he has assets. Now, in this case, kay John, he will likely need guardian of the estate as well because he has a business to run. So that means it involves financial matters, and of course, definitely meron siyang assets. So, assets could be yung bahay niya, yung mga personal belongings niya, o yung mga bank accounts niya, investments niya, anything that has something to do with finances, financial matters. So, kung wala naman siyang pera, he may not need guardian of the estate. Pwedeng guardian of the person lang. So, yun ang dito, the difference between guardian of the person and guardian of the estate. Now, of course, itong guardian of the person and guardian of the estate could be the same person, could be different people, kasi may kanya-kanyang mga qualifications syempre. Not just because you want to take care of him, of John, yung saan siya titira, anong kakainin niya, what are the activities na pwede niyang gawin, anything that has something to do with personal needs, personal care, puwede ka na maging guardian of the person niya. Hindi naman gano'n agad-agad. So, the court will look into the best interest of the ward ni kay John. Kung ikaw bang i-appoint na guardian of the person, ikaw ba ay, will the ward or John, benefits from it? Ito ba ay para sa kanyang kabutihan? And we always use the word best interest of the ward. And sinong magde-determine yun? Of course, the court. And how will the court determine that? It depends on the proof, your evidence, your relationship, and how will you provide documentations that you or prove to the court that you really that appointing you as a guardian of the person is the best interest of the ward. Yan. Okay? So, yan yung sa guardian of the person. Okay, I know that we have some questions there. We'll address that one in a little bit. Going back to dito sa guardian of the estate, kung let's say for example in the case of John, 'di ba meron siyang ang pwedeng sa story natin, pwedeng mag-apply na guardian niya is either si Annie, yung asawa niya, or si Mario, yung kanyang best friend. So, in this case, pwedeng si Annie ma-appoint both kung qualified siya na maging guardian of the person and maging guardian of the estate. Ganon din naman si Mario. Or pwede namang si Mario maging ma-appoint na guardian of the person at si Annie naman ang ma-appoint na guardian of the estate. So what I'm only saying is that it could your guardians could either be one person as long as that person is qualified and the court sees that appointing that person as your guardian of the guardian of the person and guardian of the estate of the ward will benefit the wards and it will work for the best interest of the ward. Yan. So that's how you decide. Ang tanong dyan, can somebody na hindi kakilala be appointed as guardian of the person and guardian of the estate? In some cases, yes. Especially kung walang gustong walang asawa, walang mga anak, walang mga kapatid or ayaw ng mga kapatid, ayaw ng anak, ayaw nilang they don't like this responsibility. They don't like the responsibilities of being a guardian of the person, guardian of the estate, then somebody else can apply. Meron dito nga sa Harris County, meron din tayo dito mga organizations, na pwede silang nag-apply as guardian of the ward. So, kaya puwedeng iba. Actually, kahit sino na hindi mo kilala puwede. As long as that person is qualified and the court sees that it's in the best interest of the ward, then why not? Yeah? Kaysa naman walang mag-aalaga sa'yo, walang magde-decide sa'yo, di ba? Magde-decide for your, for you. Okay, so, all right. And before we answer the questions here, I know we have some questions, interesting questions here. And I really would like to read them and answer them. Hopefully, I'll be able to give you the answer that you're looking for. But before I do that, let's pause for a short break and we'll come back. So stick around.
Hello to everyone from Roof Chamber Radio. I'm encouraging all of you to stay here, stay in this chamber. If you want to be inspired, you want to be encouraged, this is where it's at. And we're all going to need this, especially, in this new year that we're in. We don't know what's up for tomorrow. We don't know what's going to happen next week or next month. But I believe that when you gather with people who believe in the power, the faithfulness, and the goodness of the Lord Jesus Christ, there is power in that in itself. So stay here. Stay in the Roof Chamber Radio. Be inspired, be encouraged, and let's all go through life, not on our own, and more than just with each other, but let's speak the faith, let's share the faith, let's live by faith, and let's walk by faith. God bless you all, everyone from Roof Chamber Radio.
And we're back. We are still here sa Usapang Off the Record. And right now, we are talking about guardianship here in the state of Texas. And like I said, guardianship is a state law, so it would be best for you to consult an attorney licensed to practice in your jurisdiction, in your state or country. Para you will get the legal advice that you need. Okay, and also I'd like you to ay gusto ko palang ipaalala sa inyo na if you wanna watch the previous episodes, you can actually go to usapangofftherecord.com. All our previous episodes can be found there. So you can see the topics that we have discussed in the past. The good thing about recorded live shows, you can watch it as many times as you like or as you need it to. Or pwede mong balik-balikan or pwede mong wag panoorin ng one time because most of the time we're 1 hour here because talaga naman it's there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to share and learn as well. Okay? And of course, it would be best if you want to be notified of our upcoming live shows at saka yung mga iba pang shows ay mag-subscribe na kayo. Like and subscribe to Usapang Off the Record YouTube channel and Facebook page. So punta na sa Roof Chamber Radio Pinoy. Ayan. All right. So let's look at the comments here. Okay, may mga questions tayo dito. So let's start with the first one. Ito ay galing kay Rusty Lopez. Sabi niya, hello Rusty pala. Hello Rusty. I'm glad that si Rusty, yan palagi ko nakikita yan dito sa show. Ang tanong ni Rusty, what if the appointed guardian doesn't want to perform his job? What are the alternatives to guardianship? Now, in my slides kasi I'll be discussing this towards the end lang. So, Rusty, I'll just no, I'll come back for this question, ha. So, let's look at the next question here. Okay, so sabi niya dito, how do you appoint a family member to be a guardian if, let's say, the parent will be away, such as on a military duty? Oh, okay. So in this case, maybe we're talking about a minor child, okay? And then the mom maybe only have that child has only one parent, and that parent is on a military duty. So aalis yung parent niya, maybe let's say mom, and then somebody else, of course, has to take care of your minor child. So yes, you can appoint a family member to be a guardian, but there's a certain process to that. Okay, this will be definitely is going to be temporary lang muna. Because of course you know that mom is coming back, hindi naman namatay si mom, or hindi naman she didn't abandon the child or relinquished her parental authority. So ang ano natin yan is babalik ang parent, 'di ba? So ibig sabihin this could be just a temporary. So just apply. You can always apply for temporary guardianship. So there's a form for that. So and you have to fill that up, valid, and of course kailangan siyempre ng signature ng mom 'yan. Kung both parents are alive, or I mean, either biological or adoptive parents, they have to sign that form giving you parang consent for you to have a temporary guardianship over the child. Tapos pagbalik nila siyempre pag bumalik na yung parent, of course you have to return the child back, otherwise you may be facing some criminal and serious charges yan if you pag hindi mo binalik yung bata sa kanyang magulang. So you cannot hold on to the child even though you said, oh, I have a temporary guardianship from the parents, so I can still act as a guardian. In there pag bumalik na yan and they requested you for you to return the child, then you have to return the child para wag ka magkaroon ng either pending criminal case. Okay, so good question. Ayan. Oh, and then of course ito yung continuation. Kay Jewel Makani. What if the parent came back and the temporary guardian did not want to return the child? I think I just mentioned that. Yeah. So you have to, if the parent is back and the parent requested that you return the child so that you're not going to have any legal problem later on. So ayun lang yun. Of course, pwede yan. You can appoint a temporary guardian for your minor child. Let's say, pagbabiyahe ka, iwanan mo yung bata because somebody has to make decisions. Somebody has to take care of your child while you are away, of course. Okay, so good question. All right, so let's continue our discussion, no? So at this time naman, let me share with you my screen. Okay, so we discussed actually kind of a little bit about this already. Well, kung kailan mo kailangan ng guardianship is kind of related to, the discussion earlier regarding the types of guardians, the guardian of the person and guardian of the estate. And of course, yung situation natin kay Annie and John, di ba? So, okay, so basically when you say guardianship, pwede ngang guardianship over a minor and guardianship over an adult, incapacitated adult. And when I say incapacitated adult, the reasons for incapacity is, has really there are different reasons for that. It's either mental or medical, ganyan. So, but of course, you will know when guardianship is needed if that person is not capacitated to make a decision for him or for herself. And due to the reasons that I have mentioned already. So, doon mo malalaman kung kailangan. Kaya yung tatanong mo, attorney, ako ba kailan ko ba ng guardianship? And tanong ko, nakakapagluto ka ba? Yes, attorney. Nakapag-drive ka ba? Yes, attorney. Napupuntahan mo ba yung mga gusto mong puntahan? Yes, attorney. Oh, may pera ka ba? Yes, attorney. Alam mo ba kung nasaan nakalagay pera mo? Yes, attorney. So, if you are capable of making decisions for yourself and taking care of yourselves, you will not need guardians. Okay? Kasi, tsaka unang-una, bakit mo gusto magkaroon ka ng guardian? You know, when somebody is appointed as a guardian of your person of your essay, um, they will have the power and authority to make decisions for you. Which means that kung anong sabihin nila, yun ang kailangang masunod. Pag sinabi nilang, oh, I don't think my ward is can participate in let's say Zumba because of I believe that it's not going to be good for her health or things like that. That's just an example. Pwede ka ba nilang pilitin mag-Zumba? Pwede ba nilang pilitin na sumama ka? No, because your guardian made a decision for you that you cannot or you should not do that. So nagkakaroon sila ng power over you. Kaya, kaya pinag-iisipan talaga yan bago ka pumayag na magkaroon ka ng guardian kasi you're giving away your rights to that person. Okay? So, yeah, you will need guardian or you will need to file guardianship if you can no longer manage your daily affairs, because of your age, your disease, or you have an injury. And of course, if this happen, there'll be a court process and the court will appoint a guardian for you. And because when the court appoints a guardian, some of your rights are taken away from you, dapat isipin mo na, it should be my last choice. Yung talagang hindi ko na kaya and I need somebody to protect me. Then doon mo na iisipin na, oh, I need a guardian. And of course, may mga options ka naman yan bago mag-appoint ang court ng guardian eh. Titignan talaga ng court yan if you really need a guardian or not. Now, here are some instances when if these circumstances are happening, then or you are in this kind of situation, then you might think of having a guardian appointed. Like for example, if you need someone to pay your bills and manage your money because you can no longer manage it. Let's say for example, advanced dementia ka na and nilalaban mo na yung dollars mo, sinasampay mo pa, o dina-dryer mo, ibig sabihin, you are no longer capacitated to do this, to manage your money because maybe hindi mo na alam na ang ginagawa mo, then you will need a guardian for that matter. Or pag hindi ka na makapag-decide for yourself, kung anong kakainin mo, kakain ka na ba, oras na ba ng pagkain, anong gagawin mo, saan ka kukuha ng pagkain mo, paano na yung damit mo, sinong gagawa ng laundry mo, yan. And you need someone, you need already a person or somebody to make a decision for you, then you will need a guardian. Yan, nangyayari yan sa din sa mga halimbawa yung mom mo ganyan, advanced dementia na siya, at wala naman siyang let's say for example single parent na yung mom mo and ikaw lang nag-iisang anak, sino pa ba naman na ang pwedeng mag-step up at mag-decide for your mom? Di syempre ikaw. Ikaw na yung someone na kailangan niya to make decisions for her, 'di ba? The other thing is ito needs to apply for available community services. Example, Medicaid programs. And recently meron lang akong niyan case na uh, yung homeless na something happened, medical problem. I think, let's say, I can't remember, and oh no, not can remember, but I can't really discuss, the details. But ano siya, dinala sa hospital. And syempre, mayroon namang caseworker na nag-handle sa kanya. Of course, the homeless, wala siyang pera, wala siyang bahay, wala siyang tirahan. So wala siyang other means to support herself. Meron tayong programs dito sa Texas, that person pwedeng mag-qualify. Kung mag-qualify siya, pwede siyang mag-apply for Medicaid, mga benefits from the government, like for example, yung Medicaid programs. But she can't do that on her own because she is incapacitated. In this case kasi yung homeless na sinasabi ko, nagkaroon siya ng mental problem. So, hindi na siya, she's definitely incapacitated to make decisions. Then, somebody has to apply for her so that that person, as when appointed by the court, can apply for these benefits for her, to take care of her, our personal needs ng tao. Yan. But of course, there's more to that. Hindi naman ganun-ganon. May process yon. And also, um, you'll have to find, the people, kung sino yung mga pwedeng mag-file ng guardianship. Kailangan hanapin mo yon ng mga, let's say, kung may asawa siya o may anak siya, yun lang, sinasabi ko may process. But, these are just an example, an overview of the process itself. So, yeah. And of course, many other reasons. These are just examples. Now, when guardianship is no longer necessary, of course, you can terminate it. Let's say, for example, naka-recover yung tao, bumalik na siya sa wisyo niya, 'di ba? That person became capacitated again and able to take care and make decisions for him or herself, then you don't need the guardianship anymore. So the guardianship really can be terminated when it is no longer necessary. Okay? Um, but it's not, okay, tapos na, not like that. You still have to file a petition with the court. Yan, may process pa rin yan. Of course, asking that the guardianship has to be terminated. And of course, you have to show proof that hindi na talaga kailangan ng tao ang guardian. So that's what's gonna happen. Yeah. Okay, and also, yung ano natin, pagka nag-file ka kasi ng termination of guardianship, of course, 'di ba, you will show evidence that you can already take care of self. So pwedeng sinong mag-file ng termination na 'to. Could be the ward, himself or herself kung naka-recover na siya. Let's say for example, it's an injury and nakabalik na siya sa dati niya and he or she can already take care of himself, then pwede siyang mag-initiate or somebody else pwedeng mag-initiate ng termination of guardianship. Okay? So, unless of course yung incapacity mo in lifetime, then pwedeng a lifetime din yung guardianship. Okay? All right. So, um, bakit mo gugustuhing maging guardian? 'Di ba? Nabanggit ko kanina, well, ang guardian magkakaroon ng if you are appointed as the guardian of the person or guardian of the estate of a ward, you will have authority over the ward, 'di ba? But you will also have responsibilities. Yung iba diyan, they don't like responsibilities. Yung nga, lala ko isang case, yung kapatid, nag-iisang kapatid na lang siya at siya yung kinontak namin, kinontak ko kung alam ba niya yung nangyari sa kapatid niya and if she wanted to apply as a guardian sa kanyang kapatid. She didn't really wanted that responsibility because she knew na it's not just being guardian sa pangalan. You will have certain responsibilities na kailangan mong gampanan bilang guardian nung ward, okay? Ano yung mga responsibilities mo? Well, marami yan, but some of the responsibilities are, of course, will be established by the court, yan, which may include, of course, yung pagbabayad ng bills, yan nga, manage mo yung business, making decisions about maintenance or disposition ng assets ng ward. So pag kailangan ng ward ng fund and wala ka ng fund sa bank, pwede mong ibenta yung property for the benefit of the ward. So you can make those decisions. Pero syempre, you are responsible to make sure na you are prudent and you're not gonna waste the assets of the ward. Kaya minsan nga may mga bond yan pinopost na bond. Yung bond natin could either be it depends on the value of the property. Usually don't binibase ng judge yan. So syempre kung ikaw naman yung tao, saan ko kukunin naman yung bond ko, sabihin mo, 'di ba? So kaya yung iba they don't want to take the responsibilities of the guardians yan. Now, are there things that the guardian cannot make? Of course, hindi naman lahat pwede mong gawin or you have the power or authority to do that. Especially if you are not granted that power, then you cannot. Um, However, kung magkaroon ka man ng decision, let's say, can I invest the property, the assets of the ward? Yes, you may do so if you think this is going to be the in the best interest of the ward. Yes, why not? And if, let's say, for example, ang kinakatakot na iba, what if I make a bad decision and nalugi yung ward? Ifo-forfeit ba yung bond ko or magbabayad ba? Will I be in trouble? Siyempre hindi naman agad-agad, depende 'yun sa situation, depende sa kung anong nangyari sa'yo. Titingnan naman ng court 'yun kung ano ba yung circumstances, magkano yung nawala or were you negligent, were you reckless? So titignan naman 'yon. Kasi sometimes, even the ward himself kung hindi siya incapacitated, he can make decisions and he can make bad decisions, 'di ba? So gano'n din naman yung sa guardian. Kaya 'wag matakot, 'di ba? Okay, so um we'll pause for a short break at sa pagbabalik natin, we'll talk about how do you apply for guardianship. So a little bit about the overview. Kasi may mga tatanong dyan, naku attorney, parang ang tagal naman yata yan. Or kaya magastos naman yata yan, attorney. At saka ano ba yan, ilang hearing ba meron dyan? So yan mga maririnig mo. So nadi-discourage na yung tao. I want you to focus on your intention to help the ward or the person who is in need of a guardian. If you really wanted to help that person because that person is dear to you have personal relationship to that person. The ward may either be your mom, your brother, sister, or your friend, or your relative, or just any random stranger. Okay? Siyempre, you wanna make sure na nakakatulong ka naman talaga, 'di ba? So don't be discouraged about the process, expenses, because if you there's yeah, definitely there's a process, but it's not always going to be complicated and it's not going to give you a lot of headaches if it's done properly. Okay, and if you're really willing to do that, then pursue it because what you're doing is good, especially you're trying to help somebody who is in need, somebody you want to take care of somebody who cannot take care of himself or herself. Now think about it, kung ikaw yon, 'di ba? Or mahal mo sa buhay yun. So you want to make a difference, do something good, right? So wag ma-discourage. And we'll talk about I will give you an overview of the process para alam mo kung complicated nga ba talaga o hindi, or naniwala ka lang sa sabi-sabi, may gano'n. So anyway, let's pause for a short break, and when we come back, we'll continue our discussions on guardianship. So I'll see you in a bit.
Hi, we are so pleased to be with you. Thank you for being with us. We want to invite you to be part of the Difusión Latina, Portal de Fe. We are the Spanish ministry of Roof Chamber Radio, and we are so blessed to be with these guys all around the world. Please be with us on YouTube and Facebook. We would love very much to know how God is blessing you, and please come along and support us. God bless you, and see you then.
And we're back dito pa rin sa Usapang Off the Record. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Roof Chamber Radio Pinoy Facebook page and YouTube channel so you can be notified of upcoming live shows. And of course, you can also access or view the previous episodes of Usapang Off the Record at iba pang mga shows na pinapalabas sa Roof Chamber Radio Pinoy. And also, if you just wanna see kung ano-ano yung mga previous episodes ng Usapang of the Record, you can go directly to usapangoftherecord.com. Ayan. Okay, so let's continue ang pinag-usapan natin kanina, overview of the guardianship process. Para meron tayong alam, pero meron tayong idea, 'di ba? And let me share with you my slide. So that was the other one. Okay, here. How do you apply for guardianship? Of course, in this discussion, I just want to emphasize to you that this is going to be a Texas guardianship process. Okay, it may be different or similar to your state law or jurisdiction, or if you're in another country, but at least you will have an idea how we do it here in the big state of Texas. Yeah. Okay. So definitely yung guardianship is a court process yan. So there is a court proceeding. You will need an attorney to file or initiate the filing, and of course to guide you along the way until you get your um, until the judge appoint you as the guardian of the person or guardian of the estate of the ward. So yes, there is a it involves the court definitely. So it starts with the filing of an application with the court. Okay. And here in the state of Texas, specifically here sa itong mga kalapit na county namin dito, um, sa Harris County, sa Fort Bend County, Montgomery County, Galveston, yan. Um, Brazoria, yan. We have to we file the application for guardianship sa ating mga probate courts. Yan. So the application, of course, it can be it has to be prepared by the attorney, and you cannot just file an application just like that. You have to, of course, you have to support your application. Na talagang you have to show that the ward is incapacitated and the ward needs a guardian of either guardian of a person or guardian of the estate. So, in order for you to show proof that the guardian is incapacitated, meron kang isasabit na medical exam. So, ano yan, you'll have to the medical exam, the physician's medical exam has to be submitted or filed in court as well. So yung makikita mo doon yung recommendation ng physician kung totally incapacitated or partially incapacitated yung proposed ward. So tinatawag nating proposed ward pagka hindi pa natapos yung guardianship. Proposed ward pa lang yan ang tawag. Because proposed ward kasi hindi pa siya na-declare. The court has to declare the proposed ward as incapacitated. Para uh, ma-appoint ang guardian. So, yun yung process kung bakit tayo nagkakaroon ng filing ng application sa court. Yun yun. Okay? And ang mangyayari diyan, so there'll be an attorney who's gonna be filing. Ang magfa-file ng application ay yung tao na nag-a-apply as a guardian, okay? Ngayon, the proposed ward has to be represented, 'di ba? Because ang nag-a-apply somebody else, yung applicant ang tawag natin diyan. Nag-a-apply siya as a guardian of the person. Meron siyang attorney, siya magfa-file, 'di ba? Yung ward naman, yung proposed ward naman has to be also be represented kahit na incapacitated pa 'yan. So ang ginagawa yan ng court ay nag-a-appoint ng attorney ad litem. So, ang attorney ad litem na yun yung attorney sila. Ako, attorney ad litem din ako. So, nandun ako sa listahan nung court that, I can be appointed as an attorney ad litem in a guardianship case, ganito, or proceeding. So, yung attorney ad litem, ang trabaho niyan is, of course, to make sure that guardianship is in the best appointment of that person, of the applicant as a guardian of the ward, of the proposed ward, is in the best interest of the person, of the proposed ward himself or herself. So the attorney ad litem will definitely have to um, do his or her own um, investigation, yan, kakausapin niya yung ward, yung proposed ward, yung family, ganyan. Titingnan niya lahat to make sure na the ward will benefit from the guardianship na yon. Kung hindi, then he will oppose it. The attorney ad litem will oppose it and show proof to the court that no, that the proposed ward is really not incapacitated and doesn't need a guardian. So yun naman kabila, they'll have to prove that yeah, no, he or she is incapacitated and she needs a guardian, and the applicant is qualified to be appointed as a guardian of the proposed ward. So ganon. Kaya meron ding ina-appoint ang court na investigator. So tawag doon ay court investigator. The court investigator will also do his or her own research, investigation, will examine the documents, the medical exam, or the physician's, report, or ano yung mga evidence na final mo, yung mga supporting documents, i-examine niya ng court investigator, and kinakausap din nila yung minsan, kung hindi naman may restriction, let's say for example during COVID, pumupunta rin sila sa bahay ng ward, tinitingnan nila yung situation, saan nakatira, sino yung mga kasama niya sa bahay, ano yung mga activities, para malaman nila, na talagang incapacitated siya at kailangan ng guardian. So, ganun yun. Merong court investigator na ina-appoint, and meron ding attorney ad litem na ina-appoint. Now, if ever lang kailangan ng ward ng temporary, yung during the time na pending yung um, guardianship proceeding hindi pa natatapos, kailangan ng mga decisions na gawin para dun sa ward. Pwede naman mag-appoint ng guardian ad litem, yung court or temporary guardian, yan, to make sure that the ward is protected during the pendency of the guardianship proceeding. Yan. And then of course, magkakaroon niya ng hearing. You have to prove to the court that the ward is incapacitated. May mga nagtatanong ba, kailangan ba nung proposed ward na mag-appear sa court? Not necessarily. Depende doon sa attorney ad litem kung sa tingin niya it's best for the proposed ward to appear in court, then yes, maybe, or not. Kapag hindi naman, the attorney ad litem will recommend na it's best for the proposed ward not to appear in court. Ganon. So, but of course, the applicant, the one applying for guardianship, does have to be in court, because you'll have to testify first that you are first that you have to show proof that the proposed ward is incapacitated, kailangan ng care, or kung may pera siya, kailangan may mag-manage sa pera niya. And then of course you have to show proof also that you are qualified to be appointed as guardian of the person or guardian of the estate of the proposed ward. So that's why meron yung hearing. Ngayon, hindi, probably it's just gonna be one hearing, or one court appearance lang yan, kung hindi naman complicated yung matter. Naging complicated naman yan kapag may mga tumututol sa'yo na maging guardian, ano? O kaya naman, may ibang mga nag-a-apply gustong maging guardian. So, magtatalo-talo, kumbaga, you will have to prove to the court who should be appointed as a guardian. So, kaya nagiging complicated lang pagka gano'n. Pero kung nagkasundo kayo, kasi nagkakaroon naman ng mediation yan before yung hearing, nagkakaroon kayo ng mediation, pinag-uusapan yung mga issues para pagdating sa court, madali nang ma-resolve. Yun ang doon, ang mangyayari. So, hindi naman agad-agad na masyadong, complicated na agad yan. No, not really. And then once you are appointed guardian po, so papirmahan ng judge yung order that you are now being appointed as a guardian of the person or guardian of the estate of the proposed ward, got conflicted with probate na. So, pag in-appoint ka ng court, it's either you will post a bond or not. So, nagpo-post lang ng bond usually kapagka may assets yung proposed ward, malaki yung assets niya, o kaya merong contested siya, then they will ask for you to post bonds. Kung hindi naman, sometimes you can waive the bond. You don't even have to post a bond. So yeah, and then of course you'll take your oath, and then you can start work, doing your responsibilities as a guardian of the ward. Pag napirmahan na yung court order, hindi na proposed ward, yun ward na talaga siya, and then hindi ka na applicant, but you become now guardian. So tawag na sa'yo guardian. Yan. Okay. Iba naman yung Guardian of the Galaxy. Yeah. Okay. So, yes. So today we have discussed guardianship in general here in the state of Texas. We talk about what is guardianship, what are the two types of guardians. We have the guardian of the person and guardian of the estate. When do you need a guardian, and how do you apply for guardianship in the court? Okay, here in the state of Texas. So hopefully, ay meron kaming na-share sa inyo, ay meron akong na-share sa inyo na knowledge, and that you will benefit from this. And of course, feel free to share it with others as well. Now, meron tayong pahabol dito na bumabate, si Delia Ligot, my mom, and Attorney Aileen. Buti na lang, nakahabol ka. Okay. So thank you. Thank you sa lahat. Thank you very much to our audience and listeners. I am very grateful that you stayed with me the whole time. This is a live show. Next time, kayo, post kayo ng comments or shout outs or greetings, and I will be very happy to read them throughout the show. And again, maraming salamat sa Roof Chamber Radio Pinoy for producer natin dito, of course, and the Legal Tison Law Firm. And kaya go ahead, like and subscribe na sa YouTube channel and Facebook page of Roof Chamber Radio Pinoy. And of course, go to 𝘨𝘆𝑒𝑟𝑒cord.com if you want to watch the previous episodes ng Usapang Off the Record. Syempre. Okay. So, like I said, tayo ay mapapanood ng live here every Friday, 9 p.m. Central Time. And that'll be 10 a.m. in the morning of Saturday in the Philippines. And so kung na-miss nyo ako ngayon, samahan nyo ako sa susunod na Friday. Okay? All right. So I'm so glad and very thankful na you stayed with me the whole time. Inabot ba tayo ng 1 hour ngayon? Yes, we're 1 hour show. Yay! All right. So, again, salamat. This is Aileen. Paabangan nyo ko ulit sa susunod na Usapang Off the Record. Have a great weekend, everyone. And, of course, make it worth it. I'll see you next week, Friday.